guys, welcome back to Linda's Pantry. So today I'm going to bring you along for one of my barbecue sauce recipes. I did that raspberry one for you, but I'm going to do another more traditional one that's my husband's favorite. And then I'll have shown you a couple of different ones along with the Carolina mop sauce that I made. So hopefully you stay along for this and see how I do it, because this barbecue sauce is delicious. You don't have to worry about having too many preservatives in your stuff. You know what's in there, and let's go make it. But first, while I've got you, go down in the About section below and check out all the links I've left for you. I've got my mailing address if you ever want to drop me a line. I've got my Wild Tree website where you can shop for all natural organic products, or you can look into becoming a rep for $49, basically a Costco membership. You can get $263 worth of product, and most of which is edible. And then from then on, anything you want to order, you get 20% off because you become a culinary club member. So you don't have to sell Wild Tree. Anyways, I hope it inspires you to stay with me, and let's go make this barbecue sauce.
Okay, here
lovely.
I've got my Jack Daniel's barbecue sauce. So this is my version, and what I do at first is I've got a half a cup of Jack Daniel's. So I put that in my pan, and you want a non-reactive pan. So I've got my cast iron that's covered with enamel. We're going to go ahead and put down a half of a diced onion and some garlic diced, minced up really fine. And you can do this one of two ways. You can, if you like a thinner, really smooth sauce, after you cook this, you can actually strain this, but I usually use the immersion blender and it works just fine. So what I want to do is I'm going to now put this on a medium heat and let this simmer for about 10 minutes until the onions and the garlic are soft. All right, so we've simmered this, and you can see the alcohol really cooks off of this well. We can now add the other ingredients that we need to. And I'm going to choose not to strain mine. I'm going to go ahead with the immersion blender, like I said. So you've got your brown sugar, you've got, and that turns to liquid. You've got your, that's tomato paste that you want. You've got some molasses here. Oh, just makes this so good. And thick. And, oh, yum. And make sure you know your heat is medium. You don't need it any higher than that because all these ingredients are going to come to a boil. So we want a full cup of ketchup. And I didn't pre-measure this, so you'll have to bear with me on this one. There's half a cup. And this will be 1 cup of ketchup. Get everything out of there. And this makes a nice amount. I mean, it doesn't make a huge amount. You can do this in a larger batch and can it if you like. But I'm just giving you one that's a little bit easier for you to manage. And I can hear Sage playing with her new toy. Okay, and then I need 2 tablespoons of liquid smoke. And this one happens to be applewood because I really think it goes with what I'm doing. I need 1/3 of a cup of, oopsie, 1/3 of a cup of apple cider vinegar, and I use the organic Bragg's. And okay, we need the vinegar, and we need a good tablespoon of, I'm using Frank's, but you could use Tabasco. I've done that before, of hot sauce. You don't want it too hot, but you want that flavor in the background to help you out. And we have some Worcestershire sauce coming up. measuring cup for that. Get our Worcestershire, and you can see it's come to a boil. You want to simmer this for about 20 minutes when you get it to a simmer. And then we need salt and pepper. You can do cut back on the salt, but my recipe that I wrote for this calls for half a teaspoon and a half a teaspoon of black pepper as well. So you can change that any way you like, but trust me, this is a really, really good barbecue sauce. And that Jack Daniel's stays in there. The alcohol burns off, but it just lends this beautiful flavor that you're just not going to get any other way. So I'm going to go ahead and simmer this for a good 20 minutes, and then I will take the immersion blender and get after that, and I'll show you what the end result is, because there isn't much else to do here. Super easy. Isn't it pretty? It's a beautiful, deep, rich color. Okay, so it's finally cooled down enough. My jar is just room temperature. I didn't want to put too hot of stuff in there. I don't want to crack my jar. And if you were canning, of course, your jars would be hot and ready to go. So this is just, it's still warm, but I'm going to spoon this in, ladle it on in there. And it's just a gorgeous, rich barbecue. Just beautiful color. I cannot wait. Because we're going to have this on some delicious smoked ribs. And I got to get the rest out of my pan here. It makes 1.5 pints. So, you could do that in little half pints and get 3 half pints, or double it and get 6. If I'm going to can it, usually I can it in pint jars because we'll use it. But for gifts, I give it in half pint jars. I can give you a taste test. Isn't that pretty? And you could spice this recipe up if you wanted. I'm just doing, my husband really likes the traditional barbecue sauce, and this is the one I make, and he loves it. It's hard for him to step one way or another outside that little box. But so you can see how thick and rich it is. It's perfect. So I'm going to go ahead, and I don't need much on the spoon, and let you know what comes to the palate first. First you get sweet, and then that tomatoey flavor, a little bit of texture from the onions and garlic, and then that background of the Jack Daniel's, and everything works. It's got a smoky hue to it as well. I just really, really like this sauce. It's perfect for just about any meat, chicken, pork, anything that you might want to do with it. So I'm going to store this in the refrigerator because I'm not canning it, but you can certainly water bath can this. I hope this inspires you. Try making your own. This cost me pennies. I'm going to guess that jar right there cost me less than $1 worth of ingredients. And maybe the outside it might have cost $1, but homemade barbecue sauce, you can't beat it. And I hope it inspires you to try it yourself. I did a small batch so you can actually make it and try it and share it. And when I do a large batch, I will bring you along for the canning process. All right, guys, I can't wait to see you next time. I hope you subscribe and hit that like button.